What's the biggest difference, or is there a difference that you've seen in Joey from a reliever, maybe from April, to what you've seen since he's come back?
I feel like we saw it the last couple outings out of the bullpen, which is kind of what prompted the move to have him go to Columbus and get stretched out, as we were starting to see a lot more consistent strike throwing. Joey's got his changeup and curveball are two of the better pitches in all of baseball. I mean, those are just great pitches, and the fastball command has been better. The slider's taking better shape. So I think what we're seeing from Joey is an improvement in stuff, but most importantly, command and strike quality has been really, really good since he's come back.
You got go ahead.
What's the difference in a person on like the personal side? Just it's been about a year since he came up and was kind of thrown into the fire. Just how much more comfortable does he seem just on a day-to-day basis?
A lot more, and I think as a starter, you own a different persona as a starter than you do as a reliever. You know, reliever, you're getting ready every day to go impact the game. As a starter, you have 4 days to plan and prep and get your body ready to go work for that one day. And I think for Joey, he's always wanted to be a starter. He's built with a starter mentality. But I think learning from that, being prepared every day, is going to give him valuable experience to be able to go apply that as a starter. And from when we first saw Joey in Philadelphia last year to then going to the bullpen, pitching in the postseason out of the bullpen, then making the team out of spring as a bullpen arm, now getting to go start again, I think we're seeing a much different, more evolved Joey Cantillo, and he's been very good.
Is it his stuff evolving, or is it just him believing? Because I think from the very beginning, you said we just want him to throw strikes way back 2 springs ago. We heard it previous regime. Where do you think just like that comes from, of just trusting that he can just throw strikes and be okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's practice. It's practice and doing. And I think for Joey, understanding that trust your stuff. I think a lot of times some pitchers, they try to be perfect or they try and place the ball. And that's where we saw the velo really fluctuating with Joey. You'd see some 89s, you'd see some 90s, and then all of a sudden 95. And now he's pretty consistent in that 92, 93, and can touch 95. And I think a lot of that comes from trust. Joey knows that all I have to do is throw the ball over the plate. The shapes and the different changes of speeds are going to take care of what I need to. Don't necessarily need to paint the corners. And I think some pitchers can get in trouble trying to be too fine.
What do you need to see from Trevor Stephan to get through the rehab assignment?
I mean, obviously health overall. Getting him to the point where he feels like he can take the ball every night, and on top of that, getting some velocity back. I think that's real, and he's just still searching for that feeling. And I think obviously we're working hard. Steph's working extremely hard, but I've never had elbow surgery. You can only imagine what that feels like, and everybody's rehab is different, but with Trevor specifically, it's getting that consistency of feeling good while also getting the velo.
With Ramon Laureano, I mean, we saw it yesterday, quite a year he's had for Baltimore. How do you reflect on, it was a small sample last year in Cleveland, but what stood out to you from afar? What happened in Cleveland where it didn't find success to now he's maybe even a trade chip?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I played with Ramon in 2022 with Oakland, and, to watch him go from that and then seeing him transition to Cleveland is in 23 and then coming back, in the first half, he just never got rolling. It was one of those, he was playing every day for a while at the beginning of the year and then kind of fit into a platoon role. And then I feel like he went to Atlanta last year, got to play every day on that team and got rolling. And then obviously he got off to a slow start this year, but really has picked it up. Ramon Laureano's a very, very good player. I've known that for a long time and seen it with my own eyes, and just really happy for him. He can take it easy for the next 3 days. But, seeing Ramon doing well again it's a really good thing.
Is he one of the better fielders you've seen? Because it seems like whenever the A's went to face the Angels in Anaheim, he'd have average 1 or 2 center field thefts out there.
Yeah, Ramon's got one of the best throwing arms of any outfielder in the game. He feels like he can throw anybody out at any base, no matter which direction his body's facing. I mean, I've seen him make some no-look throws 180, 200 feet on a line. He's a real weapon with that arm.
His intensity, I think it's good, but there's not a lot of baseball players that can play with the intensity he plays with. What does that do for a clubhouse at times?
I mean, I think, it depends, right? I think there's times where it's really good, and there's times where you got to have some feel and be able to keep yourself cool. And, I've talked with Ramon one-on-one about that at times, both as a teammate and manager, but you don't want to take someone's fuel away from them. Maybe learn how to use it at the right times, but Ramon plays with that fire. He plays redlined at all times, and that helps him have an edge. And you never want to take that away from a player.
With Jose Ramirez, having the chance to watch him for so long, nothing he does ever really like amazes you or surprises you. And when he's in those big moments, you expect him to deliver every single time. At the other end of the spectrum, Kyle Manzardo, he's got 16 home runs. 10 of those have either tied the game or given the team the lead. Over the course of your time in the game, do you see certain characteristics in players that enable them to produce in key moments like that?
Yeah, I think what it comes down to is he's ready for the moment, and we've seen it with Kyle. It just, he's got a really tough task, and that's hitting behind Jose. Like that's not an easy position to be in, because either they're intentionally walking Jose or they're pitching around him to get to you. And a lot of times you can put a ton of pressure on yourself. But what I see with Kyle is in those big moments, he relaxes, because all the pressure's on the pitcher. Wait, we just put a base runner on, or, oh, I got through Jose, who's next? And sometimes there's a little bit of let off, and Kyle's ready for that mistake pitch from pitch number one. And Kyle's been great in big moments. Obviously he's got a ways to go. We know that, but he's been great for us, and been really pleased with him.
Is that the key to him? What he's hitting 6, 7, 8 first pitch home runs? Is that?
He's just ready. He's ready, and it's different pitch types. It's not just fastballs. He's ready for a mistake from pitch number one, and we see sometimes it doesn't work, right? Sometimes it's a one pitch out, but he is ready to go, and you got to make pitches to him right from the get go.
With Santana, what have you thought of his defense this year? And I think that might have been his first error of the season.
Yeah, he's going to win another Gold Glove. I mean, the way he plays defense, he's directing traffic out there, helping out whoever's playing second, helping the pitcher. Carlos takes an immense amount of pride in his defense, and he's just been huge for us over there. He's been so steady. That's why I think we were all shocked. We're human, and things happen. But he came back and got a big hit. That's what big time players do. Make a mistake, you're going to drive the next run in. You get an opportunity to, and he did that last night.
He looked upset when he got back to the dugout.
Yeah, he apologized to everybody. It's like, dude,
Did he punch the water coolers?
I don't watch. I don't look to my left.
Did he apologize?
Yeah, he just said, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "What are you apologizing for? It's baseball. Everyone makes mistakes. You're allowed to make an error. You're allowed to make an error. You're allowed to strike out. You're allowed to have a pass ball or wild pitch. You're allowed to walk somebody. We hope you don't, but you're allowed to. It's the hardest game in the world to play."
You ever at BP go over to first base where that sun is? Because it looked like the ball just got up in the sun in that time and then came. But have you ever just
Yeah, I mean,
over?
it's tough. Like when the sun's in the background of a throw, sometimes you lose it. But it just looked like it popped right out of his glove. It was kind of like one of those moments where it just, did that really just happen? But that's baseball.
I'm sure in a perfect world, you'd love to have a guy with a lot of experience in the middle of the lineup. But do you see, Kyle growing into a cleanup hitter every day? I mean, because you see that as a long-term, good fit for him?
It could be. Obviously we've hit him second, we've hit him fourth, fifth. We're always trying to find the flow of the lineup. Sometimes it's working. I mean, I think today might be the first time we've had the same lineup back to back in a really long time. But that's how we're built. We're built to beat somebody each day, and we got to try different things and try different orders and see what's going to get us rolling. I love the way the offense has been clicking. But for Manzo right now versus right-handed pitching, I want him to hit fourth, and that's what we feel is the best way to deploy.
This is a weird question, but when you were catching, did you practice throwing away your mask so you don't trip over it? Because I'm reading a story where a catcher did that as a crucial play in the World Series. So I'm asking, did you practice throwing away so you wouldn't?
No, I never practiced it. You just learn how to throw it away from you. We were all over Bo last night because it was close, but it's not it's just something you learn. You don't practice it.